I'm Erica Lenti, and this is the story about why I'm not coming out to my grandmother and how that's been liberating for me. I don't want to tell my grandmother I'm gay because I worry that it's going to affect our relationship negatively. We have a really wonderful relationship. I've gotten to know her for, over the 25 years of my life, and I really love her deeply, and I don't want that to change. And I think that telling her I'm gay would change that. My grandmother is very much like the stereotype of like an older Italian woman. She's short, her hair is always permed, she often goes to sleep with rollers in her hair. She is like kind of chaotic, like she's really loud and always like moving and doing something. My parents live across the street from my grandparents in a very like everybody loves Raymond kind of scenario. And I remember being a kid and just seeing like the screen door bust open and my nonna's holding a pot and there's like smoke billowing out of the pot, and it's because she like forgot she left the pot on the stove and she's got like another dish cooking somewhere else, and so she's like she's very chaotic and like very punchy, and she's always cooking and always moving in some capacity. So my brother and I went to the same high school, and he kind of found out about my sexuality like through the grapevine, unfortunately, and kind of he asked me, and I couldn't lie about it. I just had to tell him, and it's the same situation as with my mom. It took him a little bit of time to get used to the idea and to come to accept who I am and what that meant for my identity. And then my dad and I, we weren't always as emotionally close, and so I waited until I was in university to come out to him. And I think it's the same situation with a lot of family members who aren't like expecting to hear about that part of their child's identity or their loved one's identity, and it takes a bit of time to process. But I mean, the amazing thing is that my entire immediate family has been so incredible and accepting and wonderful toward me. I met Ariel in my 4th year of university at Ryerson, and we were both working on a magazine project. She was finishing up her master's, I was finishing up my undergrad, and we had to work really closely together. So just close quarters, getting to know one another, we really clicked, and we started seeing each other after we graduated. So every year my grandparents make fresh tomato sauce. Like it's an Italian tradition. You like boil the tomatoes in like a huge vat, and then there's like a tomato crushing machine that you use, and it makes like really fresh tomato sauce, and you put some fresh basil in it. So it happens every August usually, and a couple of years ago Ariel and I decided to help out. And Ariel's like really, like she's a foodie, she loves to cook, and she's like really into like making like fresh stuff, and so she was really excited to participate. And so she really wanted to do the tomato crusher, like it's like this big machine that you use to crush the tomatoes and get rid of the peel and stuff. And she was like, so like, can I learn how to do it? Like, I'd really love to do it. And my nonna was like, or my aunt said like, oh no, you've got to be part of the family. And my nonna was like, yeah, you've got to be like part of the family to get that. And my heart like sort of skipped a beat, and I was like, she's gonna be part of the family one day. She's gonna get to use the crusher or whatever. And then immediately after, my grandmother was like, yeah, like one day you'll have like nice husbands to make tomato sauce for. And I was like, like I'll take it as a win. It was like close enough. It was like a really nice, heartwarming moment. And I think that Ariel will learn how to use the tomato crusher one of these days. I mean, big family gatherings are always kind of awkward. Ariel does attend, but she kind of attends as like my friend, and that's a little uncomfortable. My grandmother's favorite line is she'll see us, she'll give us like a kiss on each cheek and then be like, you two are the two sisters. And I think it's her way of sort of acknowledging that we have some sort of relationship, but she doesn't really understand, like it's out of her realm of understanding that two women could be close outside of like a sisterhood or something like that. So she says that comment, and Ariel hates it and I hate it, and we both sort of just shrug it off a little bit. And then we kind of awkwardly sit there while all of our, familial couples sit at the table with us, my brother and his girlfriend, my mom and my dad, my grandmother and my grandfather, and then we are sort of just there in this place where I guess my grandmother thinks we're really good friends who are just like sisters. Yeah, we don't look alike, aside from the fact that we're like two young women, I guess, and we're both brunettes maybe. Ariel is very feminine, and we have different length hair. She wears glasses. She's Jewish. I'm Italian. We don't look alike at all, so it's a weird comparison. Yeah, I get this question a lot about whether or not she knows and is just like pretending for my sake. I genuinely think that like the idea of her granddaughter being a lesbian is like so beyond her realm of like understanding. So I don't think she knows. I really don't think she knows. I'm not sure what the sort of next step is. Ariel and I want to get married. We want to have a family of our own. And I don't know how you could hide like a large Jewish Italian wedding from like the matriarch of your family. So I think that in some way we'll have to eventually tell her in some capacity. But it's really hard for me to conceptualize what that will look like. It's just so out of the realm of possibility that my grandmother will be like really happy and really celebratory for us as a couple. So I struggle with that. For now, this has been like a place of comfort where I don't need to share this really integral and difficult part of me with someone who I don't think would totally get it. I think it's liberating not coming out of the closet to a certain extent, in that I get to control the narrative. I get to decide how people view me and how they perceive me. And it's been liberating in that I get to have kind of a bit of the best of both worlds. My partner is still next to me, and I still get to hang out with my grandmother. And if she knew the full extent of that relationship, I don't think I would get to be around her, and I don't think she would get to know who Ariel is. And I'm so glad that they know each other and that they've gotten to know each other. So for me, that is like a really freeing and liberating way of navigating my identity.
Love, you're the only one I know, so please never let me